Here I also have an equation where I have sines and cosines, but here since I have more sines and cosines, I'm going to replace cosines. So I had, cosine squared theta plus sine squared theta equals 1, which means that cosine squared theta is 1 minus sine squared theta. So I have 1 minus sine squared theta for cosine squared theta minus sine squared theta plus sine theta is 0. So that tells me I have negative 2 sine squared theta plus sine theta plus 1 is 0. Now before I even do any kind of substitution, I'm going to multiply the whole thing by negative 1 to make my life a little easier. I'm going to have 2 sine squared theta minus sine theta minus 1 is 0. And I'm not going to substitute this time. I'm just going to show you how you could do it with the sine. So I have 2 sine theta and sine theta, and I have negative 1 and plus 1. That gives me negative 2 sine theta plus sine, negative 2 sine theta plus sine theta is negative sine theta, and a minus 1 and 2 sine squared theta. So this tells me that sine theta equals negative 1/2 if I solve this one, and sine theta equals 1. So theta equals 1 when theta is pi over 2. And here when theta is, when sine is 1/2, it's at the pi over 6, but it's a negative 1, so it'll be 7 pi over 6 and 11 pi over 6. Now let's look at this one. I have a cosecant square and a cotangent square. So remember, we have cotangent squared theta plus 1 is cosecant squared theta. So I'm going to substitute that in. I have cotangent squared theta plus 1 is cotangent theta plus 1. And you have to be careful. You really want to, if you have sec squared, you want to substitute the squared ones because you don't want to have a square root in there. So now I'm going to bring everything over. I have the two 1s. They actually cancel out if I subtract 1, right, from both of them. So I have cotangent squared theta minus cotangent theta equals 0, or cotangent theta times 1 minus cotangent theta is 0. So I want to know when is cotangent theta equal to 0 and when is cotangent theta equal to 1. Well, it's 0 when sine is 1 and cosine is 0. So that would be at pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2, because remember it's cosine over sine, right? So that's how I remember. And cotangent theta is 1 at pi over 4, and it's also positive again at 5 pi over 4 in the fourth quadrant. So that's all my thetas.